We just came out of the boatyard. We don't want to go to the boatyard.
We just haul out, do it, and put it back. We do this in 2 hours.
Someone is optimist. There is no way we take the centerboard out in 2 hours. That would take like a week.
I'm Roberta.
And I'm Duca.
And together we are on the mission of bringing this sailboat that was neglected for over 22 years back to life.
So don't forget to subscribe and to join us every Monday for a new episode.
We are back. So we got some things at Duca's dad's house.
Now we officially have everything on the boat that we want to take with us for the next 6 months at least. A few projects. This is a nice one. Wind vane. We have the shower box. A little box that's going to be installed right here. So we can have like fresh water and salt water. We need to install also this protection for the sails around the outside stays and the babe stay. That's it. We need to have this with us, otherwise we're never gonna finish this project.
And we also had a shower and we washed some clothes. Soon we are not gonna have this comfort anymore.
Yeah, this possibility, because right now we are in our hometown, and in our hometown, once a week we can just visit our parents and just, you know, take a shower after we leave here. Bye bye shower. Yeah, just in the boat, like
that's
here. That's
why we need to install this.
So we can have showers here. So the way this is gonna be installed,
we're gonna replace the lines for new ones.
first one, check.
It's not going inside because there is a little...
The kind of screw that you just use to hold things in place. So you need to unscrew these ones and put in place, and then we screw back.
After more than 20 years, it's not easy to take it out. We couldn't take it out.
I think the best solution is to drill a hole and create a bigger screw. Then we thread the hole and put a bigger screw.
And after a little bit more than 1 hour, the first one is ready.
Yeah, 1 out of 4. That's good news. Good to go. But I think you guys are gonna be bored if I show you another 3 of these screws. So we're gonna skip this part until we have all the screws done.
See you.
See you tomorrow.
Time for the truth. Let's see if it works.
Fingers crossed.
New addition to the house.
That's pretty cool. I dreamed for years on having a wind vane.
Yeah.
Now we do have a wind vane. That's pretty cool. Next step, I'm gonna put the tiller in place. The way this wind vane works is through cable, and a tiller is straight on the rudder shaft. So I'm gonna put the tiller in place.
And once again, nothing is that easy for a sailor.
Yeah. Like a year ago, this wind vane was sitting on the marina next to the boat for like, I don't know, like 2 years. Since we bought the boat until we left the marina. And someone once stole one tiny piece. Because the way it goes is this line comes from the wind vane and needs to tie to this tiller. The way it used to be, used to have a bronze piece and a piece of chain. So the bronze piece would just hold the chain, and when you want to unlock, it's just easy. And now they stole this little bronze piece, and to buy one of these would cost us 400 euros. So that means this is gonna be on hold for a little while. It's really close to be done.
Yesterday, Duca already sent this piece of the chart plotter. I don't know if you remember, but when we were still refitting out, we built this chart plotter support from scratch. And today he's gonna paint it, and also he's gonna do the holes on the ceiling, so
It's
we can so he can attach the support here, and soon we are gonna have a chart plotter working.
Hopefully.
Let the mess begin. We can't wait to have the chart plotter in place so we don't need to come here to the multi-function display every time we need to check the depth, the wind and everything, so it's gonna be awesome.
From here is gonna be awesome. We're gonna do 3 holes, starting with this small one, a little bit bigger and bigger. We're gonna leave a little bit of a slack around, just a little bit of space so I can properly paint. That's it. All 3 bolts are in place, and inside we have the tips so we can bolt them in place. So all we need to do now is to take this out to properly paint the hole to treat so we don't have rust in the future. We need to paint the support and we're good to go.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
Finally.
Sometimes we're slow. By the way, this is epoxy paint. This is Interseal 670 HD. We wanted to use Intershield, but when we bought, there was no Intershield in the store, was out of stock. So this is close to Intershield, not as good as Intershield, I believe, but good enough for this. This is usually we use for protection from rust. We're gonna use because it's what we have right now, and in the future we need to paint on the top, otherwise it's gonna be yellow really soon. For now, it's gonna be yellow. That's just the way it is. Now we need to wait until this dries, and then we can paint the other side of the support, and then we are ready to install.
Can't wait.
Yeah, forecast is really good around here. Check this out. No prediction of any rain today. Half an hour later. How's
The
outside?
sun's back. We have visit today. MP and Ben from Sailing Aba are just right there waiting for us, and Caio as well. Yoo-hoo! Hey! Hi!
Tied with a rope on the hook. Sitting too tight
How
comes
are you? Great!
Some battery banks even start up cars.
Ben is gonna try cocoa for the first time.
Yeah, which is a very small
What is
shell,
it?
and is inside a pastel, which is a deep fried dough, something with cocoa. Have you ever had cocoa?
You just had right now.
Yeah, I have.
Can I try?
And this is bolinho de siri. That's
Crab cake.
crab cake.
Cake.
Yes, crab cake. Something like that.
Crab cake sounds very wrong.
But it is. What do they call that, I think?
A croquette.
Croquette.
No, bitterballen.
Bitterballa. I don't know.
Florianópolis is one of the biggest producers of oysters of the South America, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the island there are 2 places that they produce oysters, here and on the south of the island where my dad lives. So are the 2 centers.
For you. Stacy?
This is gonna be Caio's first ride on a dinghy. Are you excited, Caio?
I'm not clapping, I'm cleaning my flip-flops.
Is it the first time?
Yeah.
He's only been on a schooner
First
before.
of many.
Hey, Caio.
Ollie.
morning! Today we are gonna take advantage that there is no swell and the wind's pretty light, so Duke is gonna go up the mast for 2 reasons.
We're gonna solve a few problems. The negative of the antenna is touching the mast and we need to isolate, so I'm gonna take the antenna off and try to create a isolation in between the antenna and the mast. And also we bought something that
We are gonna install this on the end of the spreaders, so this is gonna avoid the sail to touch on the end of the spreaders.
we don't want to hurt our sails, you know?
Yeah, one idea was to put a tennis ball on the end of the spreader, but this is better.
I think this is better, but we need to check if this fits. So I'm gonna take just one and see if it fits, and then I go up and install all 4. Let's do this. So now we need to come up with a solution to isolate this from the top of the mast, because there is just like an aluminum plate that we screw this to.
Made it?
Yeah, this was meant for this for sure.
First time using a liquid electric isolator. Our first time using a liquid. We're gonna try to use something for the first time. What's this?
This is a liquid electric isolator. So the basic is like a electric tape, but liquid. The problem is that here we have the support on the mast that's metallic, is aluminum, and this can move and touch that. So just to make sure we don't do that, we're gonna put some liquid isolator here and let it dry, and then when we get to the mast, there is a rubber around already, so there is no way to have any contact.
This is the idea.
Hopefully this is gonna just isolate the mast, because we need space for the wire to connect here. I think it's enough. So then
I hope.
the mast goes there, another one of these just to guarantee, and then this one.
And this is how it looks. Hope it works.
Yeah, we're waiting for it to dry to become a rubber. I hope it become a rubber. I never used this before.
We are gonna spare you of watching all these.
Yeah, we don't need to watch paint dry, right? Yeah, we can go straight to the test and make sure it's properly working, because we need a VHF. We connect to the screws of the diesel tank.
Uh-oh. Problem not solved.
Half an hour later, I bring you good and bad news. Good news is the problem is the connection on the top of the mast. Bad news is I couldn't solve. The hole is just too small for the insulation to stay in place, and it always creates contact, so I guess I need to make the hole on the support bigger so I can have the tape around. Yeah, but we're not gonna do today. The boat's already rocking a little bit too much because it's not windy now, but the wind just shifted, and the position of the wind now is just rocking a little bit too much. That's just annoying to work on the top of the mast with the boat moving. So I think it's better to have lunch. Yeah. Whoa, smells good now.
I just chopped some onions.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We're gonna have some lunch, and tomorrow we're gonna keep going on this project, because today I'm just tired, just like.
I have some pork that I baked yesterday, some more pork, bacon, and rice, and something like that. I think it's gonna be good. Food is ready. Happy day for Duca today.
It's been way too long since the last time we used this. In order to seal, we need some Sikaflex.
Missing the smell.
Not really. That's it. All we need to do now is wait for this to dry. And now at least we can install the shark plotter tomorrow in place, and that's something already.
We found a problem. I don't know if you know, but we have a steel boat and it's really dry inside. So if we find any leak of water inside, we have a problem. And today we found one. I found some water here. And we tasted, and it's salt water. So we have no idea where this water is coming from. Look, he's trying to look here.
Here is the anode on the trunk of the center board, and I thought maybe we have a leak on this, but because it's under the water line, the water line is here, so this is not. The other thing is the old sensor here it seems not to be the problem.
How about the pin that we put the center board in place?
Oh, the pin for the center board. You're right. Could be. Not coming from here. Center board shaft. There is like a shaft to lift the center board. It could be. It doesn't seem like it's not wet. It's like completely dry inside.
We are gonna open the floor to check if we find something.
No sign of water around here. So that means from here it's not coming. And now we are eliminating the possibility of being anything from here forward, because we have the chain locker and we have the valves for the toilet, for the head. So basically here you can tell it's just
A lot
pure
of
dust. So now we are still not sure. My guess would be the pin for the center board, but we cannot be sure right now because it's not wet.
No idea.
Yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this empty. We're gonna paint some paper around and see where it gets wet with time, because then we will know where is the problem. So this hose is the manual bilge pump. There is a valve on the back and it's closed, so water is not coming from here.
If it's this, we need to haul out the boat again.
But we won't do that now. If that's the problem, that I don't believe it is, but let's suppose that's the problem, we're gonna just keep maintaining, taking the water out, because we don't want to haul out the boat the next.
It's a great locker to put the things inside.
Yeah, but it's better to save and to enjoy life than going to the boatyard for like 6 months at least. You know, like we just came out of the boatyard. We don't want to go to the boatyard.
We just haul out, do it, and put it back.
Yeah, but we can. Then we lose the paint job that we did on the bottom.
No, we do this in 2 hours.
Someone is optimist. There is no way we take the center board out in 2 hours. That would take like a week.
No, it's just a seal.
But in order to make the seal, we're gonna take the whole thing and do the maintenance. We're not just gonna take the seal. If we do that, we're gonna take out the center board and do the proper job, and that's gonna be on the next haul out. That's gonna be like in a year or so from now. Who knows?
After a whole day organizing the house and trying to install
The chart plotter.
Oh,
We have a chart.